Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you a study that I have composed recently. So yeah, let's jump straight to it. Um, First of all, I want to tell you what a study means. A study is a position that is composed and which cannot be usually seen in a practical game, but it has a specific what to say, a specific let's say a beauty value or a specific elegance. So in this study, the rules are the following. Black is paralyzed, and only white can move, and um, white has to checkmate black in 18, but white cannot make any checks. The only check white can make should be the checkmate. So yeah, so pause the video, think about the position a bit, and yeah, let me know in the comment section below if you have found the answer. So yeah, if you are finding it too hard, then I'm going to show you a simpler one, which um, which you can try at first and then come back to this position. Yeah. So yeah, this is the one. Yeah. So yeah, this white to play and um mate in 9 moves. So yeah, pause the video and think about it for a bit. Yeah, well, first of all, you should think about the position a bit schematically. So the uh, black has four squares, to move his king. So in order to checkmate, white has to control these four squares. So let's say it's pretty clear that the bishop can control these two squares. The king can control this square, and the knight can control these two squares. Yeah. So yeah. So the king can control the e4 square, the knight can control the d5 and f5 square, and the bishop can control the e5 and f6 square. Or the bishop can control these squares, the king can control these square, and the knight can control these squares. So let us see how white checkmates the black king. And so yeah, king, I think like 93 or 94 checks are just stupid moves because the king just yeah escapes. So yeah, king f2, black doesn't move, king e2. So like first of all, you have to activate these two pieces. So in order to activate the bishop and the knight, so you have to first activate the knight, of course, and that so that the knight does not give a discover check to the king by the bishop. Yeah. So you have to bring the king to c3, and then you can activate the knight so that, and then move the king to either c4 or d3 to make the checkmate. Yeah. So the king starts his journey to the c3 square, and now white plays knight d1. Well, there is another checkmate, of course, here. White can play knight f4. Yeah, intending to go to the e7 square so that it can control these squares. Yeah, from here. Then I can control the d5 and f5 squares, and then the king comes to d3 to give the checkmate. Yeah. So yeah, then knight b6, knight c8, knight e7, and now king d3 mate. So this is a possible way to checkmate. And another one is knight d1 coming to g3, and then the knight is going to control the e4 and f5 squares, and the king can then come to c4 to give the decisive checkmate. So knight f2, and now both knight e4 and knight g3, or knight h1 and knight g3 are possible. So, and now this is checkmate. Yeah. So I hope you have found this question. It was not too complex, and I think anyone who knows how the chess pieces move should be able to solve it. Do let me know in the comment section below if you are able to solve it. So yeah, let's go back to the main position now. Yeah, the position here might look a bit more complex. Again, the same themes apply. The rules are the same, of course, that black is paralyzed, and he only white can move his pieces, but yeah, white cannot give any checks. Only the first check should be the last one, and it should be the checkmate. Yeah, so it's quite simple, I think. The rules. Yeah, so pause the video and try to understand how white can checkmate here. It is a checkmate in 18. So the first move white makes is king b3. The king is starting its journey to f3 square. So here let us see, the black king has these squares to escape. Now these c6 and d5 square can be controlled by the h1 bishop. The c5 and d5 square can be controlled by the knight on d7, but it's a bit hard to see how I mean the white knight can go there. And also the c5 square can be controlled by the c2 king by going to b5, but yeah, then the knight can't move here, so there can be no checkmates. Yeah, so like if you play knight f4, here king e5 is coming, knight e3 is the same thing, king e5 is coming. So yeah, so king b3 is the first move, and the king starts his journey to f3, and it is quite simple here, I think. Once the king comes to f3, the knight is going to start its own journey to the b3 square. But there is another trick here. After the knight comes to b3, it can control the c5 square, right? But white also has to control the e5 square of the king. So it should be controlled by the white king, right? So the white king has to come to f4. Sorry, yeah, has to come to f4. And in order to capture an f4, white has to eliminate the d4 rook. So instead of coming to b3 via a1, white has to capture the rook first on d4 and then come to b3, and then king into f4 is a checkmate. So let's see how it is going to be done in practice. Here that I don't think that the knight on d7 is going to do the work and do the job, I mean, because after king g4, let's say this and this, let's say king g4, the h1 bishop is hanging, the rook can take over here, and also there is rook f4, the rook e4, rook knight g4 moves. So yeah, this is working for not working for many reasons. Yeah, so the knight has to come to b3 only. Yeah, yeah, knight e1, knight c2, knight e4, knight b3, and now king f4 is checkmate. So I hope you found the answer, and do let me know in the comment section below if you have found the answer. And also uh, I would like to know how much you read the study out of, let's say, 10. And I don't think from a difficulty point of view it is very difficult for, let's say, 2000 above players. They should be able to solve it within 1.5 minutes. This the main position. Yeah, it's not that hard. Only a bit of schematic thinking is required here, I think. And yeah, so there is a very interesting story related to this study. I actually created this study at around 3 a.m. and at before the day of my electronics exam. I was not able to sleep, and that is why I started creating this study in my head. Of course, I modified a bit the next day, but yeah, this is one of the few studies I have created. One of the first studies I've created, I should say, in my life, and I hope you like the position, and let me know if you want to see some more positions like this. It should be interesting, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. So see you soon. Cheers.